Dabo mentioned and in one of his interviews this week that you got to have that windshield mentality. You can't look back. Touchdowns from last year don't count for this year. So, what's one key for Clemson this year?
Think it's going to be a lot of those kids, especially on that defensive line. How are they going to respond to adversity? And it's going to happen at some point. And talking to a guy that's been watching practice, he said, look, they've got to get those kids grown up because otherwise teams are just going to run the football all day on them. If you look at it, you've been used to Albert Huggins, Dexter Lawrence, Christian Wilkins. Those are three huge guys manning the middle of that line with Cleveland Farrell and Austin Brown on the outside. Well, now you've got Niles Pinckney, who's a little bit smaller, Jordan Williams, who's smaller. So they've got some guys that are really athletic. Well, if they do get into a game where teams are just punishing them with a run, Brett's trying to bring the blitz, all of a sudden you look up, they've scored 3 or 4 touchdowns. How are those kids going to respond? And I think that's going to be a key for them. And I think it will happen early in the year. I think they're going to be tested. I think they're going to be tested early. You look at that Texas A&M game. You look at what Kellen Mond was able to do against a really good Clemson defense last year. He was a bit of a magician. I thought his receivers made him look better than he was in that particular game. They were making some incredible catches. But for Clemson, it's going to be just how quick they get those guys grown up. Because, like I said a minute ago, if you're going to win a national championship, I think you need a good quarterback and you need a good defensive line. And those guys have got to grow up. And I think that's I think that's the way the Clemson coaches feel about it too. That they're looking at that front four. They know they're going to be good in the back seven. They know they're good at linebacker. They know they're good at corner. They know they're good at safety. Got to get those kids grown up in a hurry.